Well, I want to welcome you to our training today on Mindset Shift. And my name is Michelle Raleigh, and I equip entrepreneurs to overcome overwhelm and frustration in their business by creating systems and processes in their business. And to just give you a little background about myself, is I started out as an entrepreneur around 1989, around 90, 91, around that time. And I've done multiple businesses. I was an event planner. I also created different types of crafts for the event, meaning anything from favors to, bouquets and just centerpieces and things of that, because I am a creative at heart. I love creating, and I love creating things of beauty. And then it translated into a gift basket business where I would do different types of gift baskets, where they were perfume gift baskets or, soaps and things of that nature, pamper baskets, I would call them. And then it just evolved into my love of design, and that is creating websites and social media graphics. And with all of that also came me understanding what it takes to be in business, because I also operated a nonprofit. So I have experience on the nonprofit side as well as the for-profit side. So as I've gotten into this space of this digital space that we're in as entrepreneurs, and really trying to leverage it, because we're no longer in that place where you need to have a brick and mortar place in order to have a business. You can basically do business from your kitchen table. And this is such a great time to be an entrepreneur, because whatever skill set that you may have, or things that you have even learned on your job or in corporate America, you can take those skills and you can create a viable service to those who need it. So this webinar or this tutorial is going to help you to kind of filter through some of the places you as an entrepreneur may be stuck at or maybe overwhelmed at. So this way, when you start out in your business, you can hit the ground running, because you'll have the tools that you need to go to that next place. So let's get started. So what you're going to learn in this training is you're going to learn how to set actionable goals based on what you need in your business. There's so many times as entrepreneurs, and me myself included, because I've went through my trials and error, and I'm still going through trials and error. One thing about business is there's always going to be trials and error, because as you are growing and scaling your business, you're going to be going into uncharted waters. You're going to be going into new places in your business that you haven't been before. So it's going to be new to you. So you're going to have that kind of that time in that space of you building your business, where you may not know everything that you need to know, but through trial and error, through measuring and keeping up with your business, you will be able to overcome those aspects of your business. And by that time, you'll probably have surrounded yourself around a group of like-minded entrepreneurs who can help assist you through that time and that period. And that is one thing I do suggest, is joining a group or a mastermind of entrepreneurs that are a little bit ahead of you, or maybe way ahead of you, because as you're growing your business, they can help you maybe steer you clear of some of those pitfalls that we can sometimes fall into. So you're going to be able to set goals based on what you need in your business. And like I was trying to say, sometimes we as entrepreneurs, we set all these goals and we set all these things that we want to do, but we don't know what phase of business that we're in when we are basically starting out. We're trying to get to that six-figure income when we don't even have anyone on our email list. So that means that there's work to be done. And as you stay consistent to doing the work, then you will see things start to change. So the second part of that is creating a strategy based upon the actions you desire. Sometimes our strategy is off because we're not creating it from a standpoint of what needs to be done in the business at this stage you're in. For instance, and I'll give you an example, sometimes as an entrepreneur, you have to hone in on one specific thing that you're doing within a season. Meaning, if you have no email list, then you can't expect within 30 days to have a launch or 60 days to have a launch, because who are you going to launch to? You have no one on your email list. No one knows you. So in order for you to create a strategy, that strategy is going to have to be created based on where you are in your business at this point right now and what it is that you need in your business. For every entrepreneur, that's different. Some people have an email list, but the thing I want to ask is an engaged email list, because people can say, well, I have 10,000 people on my email list. And I'm saying, well, that sounds great, but are you converting them into customers? Are they bringing you money in to your bank account? Because if that's no, then maybe those are not the right people on your email list. Maybe that is the wrong target that you went after. So it's so important to know those things going forward. And then the third point is how to set a repeatable process, a system in place. So as a solopreneur, we start out, we don't have teams. We can't even at this point outsource right now because our money is kind of limited to what we need to do in our business. So we need to be able to set a repeatable process or systems in place that can capture certain information that we don't have to be looking through, our file cabinets or on our desks and freaking out because we don't know where all of our information is. So we want to make sure that we have a system that we have in place that can capture all of the data that we need. So when we show up online, when we show up to a potential client, we're coming across as professional as possible. It doesn't matter if you're starting day one, because a lot of things that I hear in the social media jungle, I would call it, as Social Media Examiner, says it, that you may be new to the market, but you're not new in your skill set, meaning you're not coming to that space with just a skill set as a novice, or it's just something you're kind of groping through the dark trying to convince somebody else that you know about it. You're coming and you're bringing that skill set because you have some experience in it. So a lot of times entrepreneurs feel as though, and I felt this way myself, well, how am I going to get people to buy my product or service? And I'm new, they don't know me, and I'm new, what will they think? They won't trust me because I don't have any, what we would say, experience. And it's not that you don't have the experience. You may be new to the digital space. You may be new coming, to do videos, podcasting, or whatever that is for you, but you're not new in your knowledge of what you are presenting to that target market. And that's why it's so important to know what it is that you're doing. And we're going to get into that a little bit later in this training, because a lot of entrepreneurs, they go out here and they basically pick up a business that they feel that can make them a lot of money, but they don't know about the business, or they're not passionate about the business. So it's not going to translate into the dollars and cents, because it's just something, what I would say, an ends to a means. And it's not something that they're passionate about. So I want to just put that out there, that your skill set is not new. You could have been working in HR, meaning human resources, on your job. You could have been like I would say maybe a clerical assistant or administrative assistant at your job, and you handled so many different customers and clients. But now that you are starting your business, you can take that skill set and offer it as you being a virtual assistant, or maybe a remote worker or commuter, that maybe you commute certain days, but the majority of it you work from home. So that's something I want to really put out there, because you just have to put yourself out there in social media where I would say your content and what it is that you are bringing to the table is your experience and your knowledge of your subject, that when people hear you talk, they're going to say, she knows what she's talking about, or he knows what he's talking about. They're not going to care if you're new or not. What they're going to care about is, can you solve their problem? So the person who solves the problem and who's able to articulate what it is that they are struggling with and can help them with, and you show them that, then it's going to be a no-brainer for them to do business with you. So I hope that helps. So let's get it started. So my question is, what is your main purpose for being an entrepreneur? And you need to really take some time to kind of figure that out, because like I was saying previously, is some people just get into this space because it's the it thing to do. It's, everybody's talking about, this digital marker or hashtag boss up or boss life. And the thing about it, what is your purpose for being an entrepreneur? Because if it is not something, and I'm not saying that people don't start businesses all the time, but how you show up and how you navigate in this space is going to mean so much when you're just beginning and you're just starting out as a solopreneur, as someone who is just, bringing their product and service to the table. It's going to be like, what is your why for doing what you do? And when you can answer that, then it will help you to get more clear on how to now execute on the next things you need to execute in your business. Now, the second part of that, are there any limiting beliefs that are keeping you from achieving your goals? And how I would put that is because a lot of times we don't really understand, well, I don't believe I have any limiting beliefs. I don't believe that, anything is stopping me from starting my business. And I would have said that for the most part as well. But when I really got into this space, because now that we are in this digital age, in this digital space where you don't have to have a lot of money to start a business, you don't have to have, countless amounts of money to throw into advertising and all of these things. You can just basically, open up your phone and do a YouTube video, open up your laptop and do videos or blogs or whatever that may be to announce yourself or announce what it is that you do. But the thing that kind of really had me to do a deep dive and a deep look at myself is the things that I was going through within my business. Because one thing what a business will do, it will help you to develop as a person, because you're growing. As your business grows, you're going to be growing. And it's going to show you who you truly are as you begin to put yourself out there for other people to scrutinize you, for other people to critique you, for other people to, have their opinion about what you do or what you don't do. And if there is any type of limiting beliefs or any type of fears there, it will come out. It will come out in your execution. It will come out how you show up. It will come out in maybe even how you criticize other entrepreneurs, because maybe there's an inkling there that says, oh, I wish I could do what they're doing, but we can say, well, I don't have the resources. They have more resources than me, or they know more people than me, or they had a head start. I'm starting from zero. I'm starting from scratch. And all of that is basically a limiting belief, because just because you may look and see them in a space where it looks like they are just killing it in their business, but you don't know where that person started from unless they tell you their story. And half of the times people don't really be honest, because I don't know, for some reason, people think that when they share a story of hardship or a story of them struggling, it makes them less authentic. To me, that makes you even more authentic, because everyone struggles. No one enters into this life without some type of struggle. It doesn't matter what race you are. It doesn't matter what background you come from, whether rich or poor. Everybody struggles, and it's just based on what is going to keep you in the mindset of pushing forward. Because one thing your business is going to do is it's going to expose the person you are. It's going to expose if you're a procrastinator. Do you execute on the goals that you've set for yourself? Not the goals that a boss has set for you, because if you work a 9-to-5 job, you know the duties and the job description that you have to fulfill in order to get a paycheck at the end of that week or 2-week period. But when you're in your business, who is setting the guidelines for you to execute on the goals that you say you need to execute on in order to bring in the monetary gain that you want in your business, so you don't have to continue to work that 9-to-5 or that corporate job unless you want to. So what I'm saying is, you have to hold yourself accountable to a higher standard in your business, where it just can't be, oh, well, it's my business today, I can take the day off, unless you're in a place of where you've positioned yourself to now where the business is bringing in money on a consistent basis. But if you're just starting out, you don't have carte blanche to just say, well, you know what, today is a bad day, so I'm just gonna, check out because I'm in my feelings today. Somebody said something to me on social media that I didn't like, or I did a video, nobody commented, nobody even seen it, and I'm just over it already. So what I'm saying is that is the limiting belief, because you have to already go into this business with the mindset of, I know it's going to take work for me to build up the momentum I need to build up. So right now I'm not thinking about the monetary part of it. I'm thinking about the process and the goals that I need to execute on that will get me to the place where I need to be in my business. So it may take a year, it may take 6 months. It all depends on how much time you're willing to put into it. And are you putting into it, I would say, good work, strategic work, or is it just busy work? Meaning, are you just showing up to your computer? There's no plan, there's no strategy in place. You're just saying, okay, well, I want to do some YouTube videos, so let me do some YouTube videos. You don't even have a strategy or plan of why you're doing the YouTube videos. You just start doing them. So that's not going to get you to your goal, because it's not strategic in what you're doing. You're creating work, but it's not to lead you to the goals that you need to set within your business. So I hope that makes sense. And the next point on this slide is, are you just what I said, are you just doing busy work with no actionable goals? They need to be actionable goals based on what you need in your business where you are. Like I said in the beginning of this training, if you know that you have no email list, you have not one person on your email list, then your total goal is to get subscribers to your email list. So how will you do that? You will start creating content based on what your skill set is to provide knowledgeable information to your target customer. So the more you know about your customer, the more you know about what their needs are, the more you know about what their pain points are, then you can now offer education, or you can offer tutorials, you can do a checklist, you can do an email challenge, you can do so many things to get them to sign up for your email list, but it's going to come with you doing the work. You can't just say, oh, well, let me do a video a week about, let's say, your niche is fitness, to help people to lose weight. You say, okay, well, each week I'm going to put up a video of me doing certain types of exercises for maybe people who have injuries, leg injuries, that really can't have full range of motion. So I'm going to show them, a modified version of this exercise. So this way they don't hurt themselves any further, for those who want to lose weight but have, old injuries. So if you put up maybe 2 videos within a month, and you come back and you say, oh, well, nobody's saying anything, nobody's commenting, nobody's, whatever, and you get discouraged and maybe you don't do anything for 2 months, but then you come back and now you're starting all over again, and you're just going through the cycle. Well, why is nobody responding? Because you have to continue to stay engaged. You have to continue to be motivated even when others are not even looking, when others are not even watching. You have to then say, okay, let me go a step further. But with me showing them how to do the exercises, let me show them how to maybe, do a diet, or maybe some type of supplemental drink that will help them, continue to build muscle. Or let me do a recipe, what they call it, a recipe ebook that I can put it on, a web page, and they can download it for free, and it's getting them on my email list. But I would say the other part of that I would say that we have to be so mindful of is, once people get on our email list, now what are you doing with them? Because a lot of times we will go ahead, like what I'm just telling you, is you will go ahead and you will do the videos, and you will maybe create the PDF or the ebook or the checklist, and you will get them and capture them to sign up for it. And now you've gotten them on their on your email list, but you just leave them hanging there because you haven't even thought even further to why they're there. because the point of them being on your email list is because you have a product that you need to offer them for them to purchase. So if you have not already created that product for them, then the point of them just sitting there and hanging out on your email list is not going to convert them into customers. They will just be there on an email list. And after a while, when you do get into the point of stepping up your game, they'll be disinterested because they haven't heard from you. They will be disengaged because they'll feel like, well, this person, they started out, they had this momentum, I got on their email list, but nothing else happened. So do you understand why there has to be a strategy in place? So make sure you love what you do, or you won't be motivated to do the necessary work. And that's why we can't just pick and choose businesses because we feel it is going to increase our bottom line. It has to be something that you will eat and sleep and get up and think about it and just, you know, read about it, continue to improve on your skills, improve on other parts of the business that you may be a little weak in, that you build up in your marketing strategies, you build up in other parts of your business, that you stay engaged with your audience. Okay, so now this part is so important. I might spend a little bit more time here because your mindset is everything. Because if you don't have your mindset intact in going into your business, you will get drawn away by what they call shiny object syndrome. I think I'm saying that right. Because what you will do is any little thing that you see somebody post, oh, grow your business and make, you know, make $10,000 or $5,000 in 30 days. So what you'll do is, because you're in a rush to get to that money goal, you'll discount everything that you need to do in your business, and you'll go and buy this product, or you'll go and, you know, sign up for some type of program. And when you get it, what you don't realize is you're not going to be able to skip over those foundational steps in your business. You have to build up a following. You have to build up not just anyone. It has to be the people who you know need your product and need your service. So your mindset is a collection of your thoughts and beliefs that shape your thought habits. So meaning, whatever your thoughts are, or whatever your belief system is that you've grown up with, it's something that you don't even consciously even realize that every day your mindset is basically causing you to react and go through whatever you're going through in your life. So when you reach your business, and a lot of times when we come into our business, our business is really a reflection of how we think about ourselves, because we'll feel as though, well, I'm afraid to put myself out there. I'm afraid that, you know, somebody won't like my product or service, because for whatever that reason would be in your mind. But if you've already thought out, done your homework, done your research, then you will approach it from a mindset of, wow, I can offer great value and solve their pain points and bring them into a place of whatever that is for you in your business, freedom, you know, maybe weight loss, maybe helping them to overcome obstacles in their lives, or whatever that may be, to gain clarity in their life. So if you don't have the clarity, then how can you lead someone else to the clarity? So the first thing you have to do as an entrepreneur, as a solopreneur, is you have to make sure there is nothing within you that will hinder your process as you get ready to move forward into your business. Because a lot of times what is hindering entrepreneurs, you know, progress is not even just the business. It's because the limiting beliefs behind it. You'll feel like when you see other people doing certain things in their business, or they may be so far ahead of you, and you're feeling like, well, they're doing that because they just know all these people and they get all of these people to help them, and I'm just here by myself, because they put themselves out there. They became vulnerable. They allowed themselves to be, you know, open. They did the work. And a lot of times we won't show up to do the work because we sometimes allow, you know, maybe nobody looking at it to be a hit or blow to our character. Well, if somebody doesn't watch my video or listen to my podcast or comment on my social media posts, then it means that I'm not good enough. And that totally doesn't mean that. If you listen to people who are in business who are now multimillionaires with multiple businesses, and they will tell you when they started out in the beginning, they didn't have followers. They didn't have people following them. They failed miserably, but they continued to stick with it. They continued to do what they felt in their heart that they loved to do because they knew it was part of them. So they couldn't get away from them. So when their mindset shifted to the point of, if I want to see the momentum and I want to see certain things change within my business, then I have to change the way I'm viewing it. I can't look at somebody else's success and basically say, well, they had a hand up or a leg up or whatever. Even if they did, that should not concern you. Your whole objective as a business owner is to make sure you're executing on what you want to do to live the lifestyle that you deem that's important for you and your family. But if you are approaching your business in a way of keeping up with other people or showing other people, how you got it going on, then you're going into it with the wrong mindset and with the wrong attitude, because your business will basically show you, it will show us who we are. It will basically uncover us. It will show people, well, I thought you said you was in business. Well, I don't see you doing this anymore. Oh, well, I'm just moved on, because whatever excuse we want to give people. But the bottom line is we didn't show up for ourselves. That's basically what your business is about. It's about showing up for you to create the life that you say you want. You want financial freedom. You don't want to be stuck at a 9-to-5 job year after year and no job security, not knowing when you're going to get a pink slip, not knowing when they're going to bring somebody in younger than you with probably even less experience than you, and sometimes even have you train them and then you're out of the job. So let's get to the place where we shift our mindset to where now we are in a position of being that CEO and being that person in our business where we're going to do what we need to do, even if it means that we lose some sleep, even if it means that we have to, stay up all night and to work on part of our strategy, our marketing strategy, our target market, making sure we know who they are, that we are going to not slack in that area. Because when we start slacking in certain areas, we're basically doing ourselves a disservice, and we're doing a disservice to those who may need that product or service that you have, that you're birthing out on the inside of you. So let's make a decision today that we're not going to any longer sabotage our business. We're not going to sabotage ourselves into not showing up for ourselves. Okay. So now let's move on. Discipline. Now, this is something that we need as an entrepreneur, especially when you are a solopreneur, because you don't have anyone hanging over your head telling you, well, you got to get that report done, or you got to get that project done by this date. You have to discipline yourself, where you have to set guidelines and put on a calendar. I mean, with myself, there's certain processes that I use within my business that I will share with you, that I have to put things on a calendar, that I get a notification that this is what is due today. This is what we're working on today. And this is what needs to be done today. Now, do everything gets done within that day? No. Sometimes I would have to carry it over into the next day. Sometimes I knock it out where I'm finished even something that I was supposed to do tomorrow. So now I can pick up on the next project or the next part of that product launch or whatever it is I'm doing. Now I'm ahead of the game. So now I can go ahead and be up a little bit more on my social media engagement, or be up a little bit more on, the next thing that I'm trying to do within that cycle of my business. So as an entrepreneur, you must discipline yourself to stay the course, even when challenges arise. The key to developing a growth mindset is to stay in the process of doing. Meaning, don't think about, oh, well, I know in 60 days I'm supposed to launch this thing, and oh, it's supposed to be giving me maybe $15,000, and so we're so focused on the $15,000 that we sometimes negate the process. let's stick with the process. Let's see, do I have enough momentum that when I set this date, say 30 days, 60 days out, do I have enough engagement? Do I have enough momentum? Do I have enough people looking and engaging with me that that I can launch this course or this product and be able to see the numbers that I'm expecting? Or if I don't have all of that in place, then I need to prolong that launch, or maybe put another date on that, a future date on that launch, so I can go back in and build up more engagement. So I can go back in and now do the necessary tweaks and things that I need to do within my business. And that's what we need to learn as entrepreneurs. This is not just a set it and forget it type of business. I mean, some businesses, they set up their systems in a way where they can go for a couple of days without having to go and do any hands-on. But when you're in the beginning of stages of your business, there's what we have to do is called tweaks. When something is not working or we're not getting the response that we want to get, we have to go back in and we have to say, okay, what didn't work? What did I miss here? What should I do differently than what I did on this? So it's about going back and trying to see what works, and using a strategy of seeing others that are maybe ahead of us in their business and seeing what they're doing and how they're getting the engagement on their posts. And I'll show you how to do that as well. So it's saying that the second point is the key to developing a growth mindset is to stay in the process of doing and not thinking about the outcome, just focusing on the actions to get to the outcome. All right. So too many entrepreneurs allow fears of the unknown to become the controlling factor that keeps them from experiencing the freedom they say they want as an entrepreneur. So we can't be fearful people and be in business, because it's just an oxymoron. Fear and business doesn't go together, because business just itself says you are taking calculated risk, meaning it's not 100% guaranteed that when you put money or when you put time into this business that you're going to reap the benefits right when you do it, or maybe years down the road you may not see the benefits come from this business. So it's all risk involved in it. So when we get into this business and we have limiting fears or doubts and belief system that goes against, hey, wait a minute, I'm afraid to do that, I'm afraid to step out, then it's going to even be a bigger challenge, because we need to face those fears. We need to be able to say, no, listen, my freedom is more important right now than these fears. So I'm going to face them each day that I get up. I'm going to set in motion maybe some positive affirmations to get myself geared up. I'm going to join some groups that, can help me with the positive affirmations, to help me when I'm feeling the effects of this business being so challenging, that I can, be in a place of a positive mindset so I can get my job done or get certain tasks done within the job. Now, I love this illustration because this right here shows someone who is very passionate about what they desire to do. And when you see someone who wants to be a ballerina or prima ballerina, they start from, the age maybe of 3 or really young, where their body is still in a place of being so flexible. So they start them out so young. Because now, if this is something that this person loves to do, being a ballerina is an excruciating, painful art. Because as you see in this picture right here, in order for her to get to that point of being on stage and being on this big stage and being that prima ballerina that people come and see and just love, she had to go through broken bones and swollen feet and sore ankles. And you can just see from the illustration right here how her feet look just really jacked up, but it was a passion. And that means that through the pain, she still had to be on her game. She still had to practice her craft. She couldn't allow all of the challenges that come with being a prima ballerina hinder what her passion was. So is what you're doing in your business, is it your passion? Because if it's your passion, no matter what pain or struggle that you go through, you're going to continue to do it because you know that it was something that you were created to do. It is something within you that you were created to give back, to help someone else overcome their issue or their struggle in their life. So when you look at something that people go through so many extremes for something they love to do, because the outcome of it is now she's flourishing. The outcome of it is now she's able to command great stages and probably travel around the world because she's put in the years of hard work, in the years of challenge, in the years of struggle. So now, how do you set these goals based on what you need in your business? So like I said in the previous slides, what do you need right now in your business? If you need sales, if you're saying, okay, I have a engaged list of people on my email list, so now you need to create or develop a product that is going to now be in a sales funnel that is going to be able to bring in the sales for what it is that you need. You're going to have to basically know what is the dollar amount that you want to be able to meet within that sales cycle. And that process or that launch, you need to be very specific on, well, how much do I want to make within this launch? Don't just say, oh, well, whatever, I'm going to price it at this amount. So where do you even come up with your pricing strategy? I hear so many entrepreneurs talk about, well, how much do I charge for it? Or, how much is this going to, should I put on it? And sometimes people price themselves so low that people are like, what is wrong with you? You are bringing your skill, your knowledge, your years of working in this field or in your art or your craft, and you're going to just guess at how much it should be. No, I don't think we should be doing that. Then email subscribers. Again, I gave you the tips about, how you're going to do with your email list. Then your content creation. Now, the reason why I have content creation in red is because a lot of times those who are creativepreneurs, and I am myself one of them, we get stuck there. Now, I'm going to drink some water and let you think about that. We as entrepreneurs can get stuck in content creation mode where we are creating, but we're doing nothing to create a sales cycle, meaning we don't have an offer on the table. If somebody came to your business right now and just said, you know what, I want to purchase whatever, what do you have in your business right now that I can purchase? Do you have that thing available? And if you do have it available, have you priced it right? Have you priced it with the thought in mind that it's covering your expenses, it's covering your time, any overhead, if you had to travel, maybe to get certain products or whatever? I don't know what that would be for you, but do you know your numbers when it comes to your overhead? Do you know your numbers when it comes to the expenses? Do you know the numbers when it comes to you putting in your time if you are someone who's creating things from home? So all of those are factors. So for you to say, oh, well, I'm going to only charge $50 for this thing, it took you maybe 8 hours to make it, and you have all of these different services. Maybe you have a website, you have hosting fees, you have a CRM, a customer relations management system that you pay a month, and all of these other little tools that may add up to maybe $100 or more a month. So when you add all of those things up together and you're charging $50, so you actually lost money. So that doesn't make sense, because you're not in business to lose money, you're in business to make money. So as creatives, we need to get into the point of, yes, it's good to create, but we have to now take what we've created and bring it to the forefront of where now our product is, and that service, whatever it is that we're putting a price point on, is being put out there to our potential customers, our clients, so they can purchase from us. We don't want to just be, we're giving out good content, you're giving out good information, you're probably giving out great lead magnets. So the lead magnet is for what? To lead them to make a purchase from you. If you're just giving them a checklist or a lead magnet or some type of email challenge, it's not just to get them on the email list, just to say, oh, wow, I have people on my email list. It's to get them to buy something from you so you can repeat the sales process. So that is the mindset that we as entrepreneurs need to have. So if you need more sales, like I was saying before, what is the number that you need to meet your goal? Do you have a goal in mind? Do you know, if you say to yourself, okay, we're already in the first quarter. So if you say, okay, by the fourth quarter, I want to make X amount of dollars. So do you know what the breakdown of that is? Do you know how to price it based on that? Do you know how to create the sales funnel to make sure if it is a physical product, how you're going to fulfill that? If it's a digital product, what I would say processing system do you have? What invoicing system do you have set up? All of these things is part of you being an entrepreneur. It's not just about showing up on social media and sometimes we're just looking the bomb, but in the background, our business is subpar. It's not where it needs to be. And we need to be solopreneurs and entrepreneurs who work in a mindset of integrity and have great character in how we run our business. So here's another tip I want to give you: weekly objectives, and you can take screenshots of these. What are the actions that I need to perform to get me closer to my goals? So that's how you're going to now set up your plan. It's going to be a weekly objective. So if I know that I need to grow my email list, say you already have, say 100 people on your email list, and you say, you know what, well, I want to grow my email list to 100 more people. So you set a time frame. What is a time frame that you believe that you can set to grow your email list to 100 more subscribers? What is the content and what are the lead magnets that you need to produce in order to have a call to action for them to be on your email list? And then what is it that you're going to offer them once they're on your email list? So you have to actually work backwards. And what I mean by that is you have to create the product before you even start getting down all the way to the email, what I would say, files and the things that you would send to those on your list is the last part of, I would say, basically your funnel. Because you're talking, you really have no basis of conversation in the email if you don't have something to offer them. The email is based on the product that you already created, and you're just breaking it down into sizable chunks to say, okay, look, I gave you the checklist based on this, but the product that I'm offering or the service that I'm offering is going to take you deeper into whatever that will be. And you are just basing the email off of what has already been created. So that way you don't run out of content. The reason why some entrepreneurs can't think of what to say is because they haven't created the product yet. They have not created the product yet. So they don't know what to say, because it's like you're trying to create something from nothing, and that will never work. So then I put down here the actionables. These are the actions that you would create a plan for based on what you need currently in your business. Create the product. That's the first thing. Then create the content, live videos, podcasts, email challenge, create social media memes. Memes is just, your posts that you would put a picture or whatever that you're going to put out there on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter. Market your ads and affiliates. Sometimes you can have an affiliate that you can, for instance, an affiliate could be, maybe say like you have Bluehost as your website hosting company, and you want to do an affiliate for Bluehost. So maybe on your website or webpage, you can put a banner Bluehost will basically give you a link or a code that anyone who clicks on that link or that code that comes from your website and signs up for a hosting plan with them, you will get compensated for that. So that's another way that you can bring in passive income, by doing affiliates for certain brands that maybe you already use. Maybe say you use certain equipment or certain things that they have an affiliate program for because you already are using the product, you're already using the service. So that's another way where passive income can come in to play with you having more money. Now, the next part of this is a schedule. Now, content calendar. Now, you can just go in to any type. You can do this in Word, you can do this in Canva, and just create your content calendar and put it on the schedule. This is part of you being accountable and holding yourself accountable as a business owner. You want to put yourself accountable. If you know you need to create a product, you can say, okay, Monday at 9 a.m., this is what I'm doing. And this is just, something I just put together, but you put the time frame of what you're going to do and when you're going to do it. And then you will be more structured. Then you will have in your mind, okay, now I know what I'm doing. Now I know what I'm working on in this part of my business. I know what I'm growing right now. So you don't have all that overwhelm to say, oh, anything that tries to pull you away from the current situation that you are in right now in your business is a distraction. And some say, oh, well, I can help you build that overnight. Like, no, this is what I'm setting right here in my business. And I'm not going to deter. Now, I'm not saying don't pick up little things that could help you or give you more tips in that part of where you're working on. And let me reiterate that. It's nothing wrong with looking at content or reading content or maybe purchasing something that's going to help you where you are currently, because that's where you are right now. So if it's something that's going to help you build the momentum where you are, then of course, but don't look at something that's maybe 3-6 months down the road and you're trying to pick it up now when you have not dealt with what you are dealing with right now. It will be a distraction and it will deter you from your primary goal. So now, as all of this is, and this is just to show you what I'm saying. Now, I did this free webinar for you to get you into the mindset of overcoming all of those fears, overcoming all of those doubts and unbeliefs, because in order for you to get to clarity in your business, it's going to help you shift your mindset. Because a lot of times what we as entrepreneurs in our business we just need clarity to where we are right now in our business. If I can just be clear, if you can just be clear on what it is that's hindering you in your business, then it's going to unlock the key for you now to flourish, because now you see the problem, you can identify it, and you can remove that problem. And that is basically a mindset shift around your business. So what I'm trying to do and to show you as I'm demonstrating it myself is this webinar is leading you to something that is greater. And it's just showing you, you give content, you give good examples, you teach what it is that you already know, with the aspect to help someone go deeper in the process if they choose to. Now, if you're one of those people that say, I want to go deeper in the process of me building my business because the points that was brought out in this training were really good points that I needed to know, that I really needed to get clear on. And this is a training that I created based upon my own my own dilemma of me not being clear in my business, me really doing a deep dive within myself to find out and ask myself those questions. What part of my business am I not clear on? What part of my business am I kind of missing because I'm chasing after this, get rich quick scheme, or I'm chasing after the bottom line so quickly that I have failed to build the foundation of my business and to really get clear on what I need at this stage of my business. Well, entrepreneurs, that ends our webinar. And I hope that you have gotten something out of this webinar, that you have gleaned some tips to help you overcome those self limiting beliefs that keep you stuck in your business. And with that being said, I want to extend an invitation to invite you to my Facebook group, Savvypreneur, because in this group, I'm going to help you to know what stage your business is in. So this way, you're not wasting resources, you're not wasting your time and energy on doing things when you are not in that season of your business. So in this Savvypreneurs group, you're going to learn so much. You're going to learn how to create lead magnets. You're going to learn about your target audience. You're going to learn about creating products and services that is basically that will not only just help your customers, but it's going to solve their pain points. And with that being said, not just help create them, but knowing how to launch them, knowing how to put them out there in the market, knowing how to create your content around your business, because actually you are a digital marketer, you are a content marketer. So you have to put information out there about how your product or service is going to help your customer. So with that being said, I look forward to seeing you in the group. That way I can help you grow a strong business foundation so you can execute on your business goals and objectives and create the business that you love. Have a great day.